Welcome to Cake Bites, where we go rapid fire with this week's rule breaker. Fast questions, real answers, zero corporate polish. I'm your host, Elizabeth Bieniek. Let's dig in. We are here with Angus Nelson for Cake Bites. Angus, are you ready?
Bring it. Let's do this.
All right, Angus, what is one common myth you would like to debunk, or one thing you wish everybody understood about your line of work?
I wish that people understood that coaching is something more than just listening and asking questions. But I think what most people miss about what an actual coach does, someone who is a high performance coach, someone who is pressing you, they are asking the tough questions that otherwise no one else would ask you. You're providing a space for you that is without judgment and causes you to actually read through your own stories. The stories you tell yourself, the BS that you have come to believe as truth. And a great coach stands like a mirror to reflect back to you to say, this is what this truly looks like. And it equips their clients with self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and a perceptivity of who they are and how they show up in a room so they can be far more powerful and make that stuff contagious. And so when people think of coaches, they think of life coaches and affirmations of, gosh darn it, everybody likes me. And the reality is a really good coach will actually hone you to be more of you than you ever thought possible and to remind you just how powerful you are.
I can attest to that through personal experience. Angus will ask you some hard things. Okay, what's the best career advice you have ever received?
The best career advice I ever received, and I actually wrote about this in my book, a story with a buddy of mine, Frank. We were going off to pitch at one of the biggest pitches I ever did was for American Dental Association. It was like multi six-figure deal. And I think $650K or something like that. And we're on the plane and he looks over at me. My knee is just like bouncing up and down. Just boom, 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 boom. He's like, you okay, bro? And I was like, yeah, I'm good. Are you good? He puts his arm around. He's like, no. Are you okay? I'm like, dude, I am freaking out. I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know what I'm gonna say. I don't belong in this room, blah, blah. It's like massive imposter syndrome. And he went on to tell me some stories, and I won't go into all of it, but basically say all the executives this guy has worked with, and he's worked really high up in a bunch of different corporations. He said, everybody's faking it. Nobody knows what they're doing. They're just, doing the best they can with what they got. And he said, but the one thing you have to know is if you got an invitation, you belong in the room. And I've never forgotten that. If you got an invitation, you belong in the room.
That's a good one. What's one thing you think more people would be successful if they did?
I think they would be more successful if they learned to meditate. And what I mean by that, some people have different meditation techniques than others. Me, I'm ADD as heck. I can't sit there and listen to Om and some bell or, babbling brook for an extended period of time. I'm not there yet. That's not who I am. However, guided meditation, a good 20, 30-minute guided meditation. And I would dare say I have one that I listen to almost twice a week, maybe 3 times a week. That's only 6 minutes long. And the meditation reframes, or what I'd like to say is defrags your brain. And it causes you to have focus and clarity if you can just slow down a moment and get clear on who you are and what you're about.
I like that. Finding meditation that works for you. Very good. Do you have a favorite quote or mantra?
My favorite line, you've heard it multiple times, I say it all the time, is who must I become, or who must you become? No matter what the dream, what the desire, what the ambition, whatever that goal is that you have, in order to achieve it requires something more of you than it does anything external. So who's the kind of person who does those kinds of things? And how do I shape my life to achieve that? It's not the end goal that I want to achieve. It's me being congruent with the caliber of the individual who does. And if I become that caliber, that dream, that desire, that goal will be a natural and effortless byproduct of who I am.
Okay, what do you want to be remembered for?
I want to be remembered for being a lighthouse and not a tugboat.
Expound. I like that.
I want people to look at my life and aspire to the quality of my parenting and my marriage, the quality of how I show up in the world, and be inspired that they themselves would try to be the same. I don't want to be remembered as a tugboat who tried to critique or to change or to manipulate others to be something that I think they should be. I want them to experience transformation because of what they see in who I am and how I lead, rather than me tell them what's wrong with them and try and change them, which sounds ironic by what I do in coaching. But if you understand, like I said before, if you misunderstand coaching, you won't understand that what I'm saying is actually congruent.
Yeah. Incredibly important nuance. Okay. Our final question, because this is Cake on Tuesday. What is your favorite kind of cake?
All right. So this is my favorite one because you can't get it in the States. You got to come to Portugal to get it. And I'm sure they make this elsewhere, but there's this place called Lando's here in Lisbon. And they make this chocolate cake it's only about this tall, maybe an inch and a half if you're listening to this in audio. And the cake is like, it's cake, but it's also kind of brownie, but light brownie with in between it has like a chocolate moussey thing. And on the outside is covered with powdered chocolate. So if you get too close to it and blow on it or something like that, you're going to get like chocolate all over, strewn onto your clothes and stuff. That with a scoop of vanilla ice cream and a cup of coffee, and it is dreamy. That my favorite cake.
Dreamy. All right. Next time I'm in Lisbon, we're definitely going for that cake. That sounds amazing.
100%. I will take you there in a heartbeat.
Awesome. Angus, thank you so much for being here for Cake Bites.
My pleasure. Thanks, Elizabeth.
Thanks for joining another Cake on Tuesday celebration of beautiful disruption. Please share it, review it, and find more innovative stories at podcast.cakeontuesday.com. I'm Elizabeth Bienik. Be bold, stay curious. Now go have some cake.